What?
Yeah, it's a different one.
A different wheel something.
Wheel arch.
Okay. So, and you stick them to one person.
That's probably.
She said not too long.
No, a lot bigger.
When you can go for a walk on here. Yep. Okay. No, I meant to. A walk, of course.
Thank you very much for your pleasure.
Oh.
Good morning, Kathy. Let me turn on the audio. Oh, unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, um,
Oh,
last time I had practically no volume and it drove me crazy. And I
okay.
never get it.
How is this volume?
So far it's fine, but it was fine last time for the first few minutes too. But I really wanted to sign in on my iPad because this is so tiny, my phone. And
Yeah.
it won't let me.
Why not?
I have no clue. This whole thing the last couple of times has just been driving me crazy.
There's no reason that if you're on your phone, the iPad it's interfaced with your phone.
And it's on the iPad, it says, please enter your meeting password. What is that? I didn't have, it didn't ask me on my phone.
We went through this 2 times ago, huh?
And the first two classes, no problems.
Yeah. Well, that was when it was still free. I mean, I can try to text Jonathan. You tried that too, right?
Well, I spoke to him once, and he said he would cancel that class because I didn't want to start late.
Right.
And then last time I had to pick up the phone and put it to my ear. That's no way to do a yoga class. How are you?
I'm pretty good considering. Yeah. Had a really a good weekend and changed it up and went for a bike ride yesterday. It was beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Let me just text him.
Okay.
I was just saying, is being asked for, so you're in on your iPad and they just want a meeting password?
A meeting password. Now I used the yoga tree password already. So I don't know what this is. That's not the password they want. I'm pretty sure.
She's in, I'm going to say she's in on her phone. Well, we've got time. But let's see. But cannot get in on her iPad. Okay. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Can you help? Help, please. How's your health otherwise? Not
Okay.
yoga-wise, but yeah. Asthma better, the allergies better?
Well, I don't know if it's allergies, but whatever it is, I'm okay.
Oh, good. Yeah, it seems like one time a day, especially if I just go outside, like yesterday I went outside after lunch and just sat and read some, and I came in and just two huge sneezes, and then it's done. So
Good.
I imagine that's what has to happen. It just has to get out of our systems. All right, we'll see if we get an answer from him. Today's going to be back bending focused, so you need mostly prone back bends, so on your belly. So you would need whatever, a wall, a chair.
Can you see no, I guess you can't. Can you see my yoga spot?
Go down a little bit. Yeah. Oh, perfect.
So I think I've got enough stuff.
Yes. And you can just back yourself up to the wall when we go to the wall.
Yeah, I moved the sofa over so I have some wall.
Cool. That'll work. All right, I have to go to some management stuff on here. I'll go gallery view and where is it before I start? Spotlight video. Don't want to do that yet. Okay, I don't have to do that yet. Yeah, I'm just wondering what the governor, he's saying, what, on April 27th, he's gonna tell us some more stuff.
Ugh. Yeah, these people are in such a hurry. They scare me.
Right.
They keep saying they have the freedom to do whatever they want. Well, what about you're going to kill for the people you're going to hurt,
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
anyway, but of course I keep looking at New York because that's my home,
Right.
and it's so
Yeah, I
sad.
have a good friend's daughter who is a nurse, and she works in Dallas, and
Mhm.
her and a team of her fellow coworkers are going up to New York to work.
Wow. Oh, those people are all so amazing. Just so
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah, her mom is a little nervous about it, but she
Yeah.
knows that's just what her daughter does. Yeah. I've known this girl since she was 5 years old. It's hard to believe she's doing what she's doing. Hi, Karen.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Oh, I'm starting to get to that point where I'm like, do I go home? Do I not go home?
Can you
Because,
get home yet?
excuse
Can you
me,
can you get there yet?
I don't even know that. I looked with Delta. With Delta, apparently there are flights to France. I would have to wait 3 hours at Atlanta at the airport on a.
That's not so bad.
It's not so bad, but being in an airport for 3 hours, I'm nervous. I have to see that logistics. What I'm trying to decide is France has a project of out of confinement the 11th of May.
Right.
So I'm wondering if it wouldn't be wiser for me to go while they're still in confinement rather than wait until everybody comes back out again. So I'm trying to decide. It's a kind of there's a very emotional component to this, and I'm having a hard time.
I bet.
It's really driving home that my life is over there, my life is here.
Right.
And then the question comes, well, I'm just going to have to come to terms with it. Try to look logical. What is the safest home?
Yeah. My daughter is most concerned about the recycled air on the airplanes. But what are you going to do?
I mean, there comes a point where, I mean, either I sit here and wait for a vaccination.
Or you could get tested for immunity.
I'm pretty sure I do not have it because I can very, very early. Or I just wear my mask and brave it out, and what will be, will be.
Yeah.
There's that.
My daughter's chiropractor in Mueller is offering for $40 a immunity test to see if you are immune to the virus.
That's
Yeah.
worth taking.
And her insurance will pay for it. So she's like, I'm just thinking about doing it.
Yeah. Well, those are steps I might take, yeah, to see about the.
Let me know if you want the name of her chiropractor.
Okay. The other question I wanted to ask you, Sheryl, are you doing this on an iPad?
Yes,
Oh, so it is possible.
it is. Hi, Bob.
Hello.
Hi, Bob.
I talked to Anne Marie, I talked to Mary Scott, and, they ended up going with two things, a computer and an iPad, so that they could always have you guys up. And I don't have that luxury. I don't have an extra computer. So, I mean, we have a laptop in my husband's office, but he's on it, So I'm just doing it this way and it seems to be okay. So,
But I will be in confinement for a long time. People are not, given my age and given my health issues. So I'm trying to figure out how I can navigate with Zoom and everything to maybe work with teachers, etc.
yeah. Yeah. You've been seeing all the senior teachers offering classes.
I know.
I mean, they're amazing. They're
Yeah.
just amazing. David Maloney. Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
Ann saw him in Dallas. I think it was January or February. But there's some really good teachers that we have access to that previously I had to go to Madison to see.
Yeah.
Three times a year. Now she's in my yoga room. So I'm loving it.
What school is in Madison? What's the name of the school?
It's the Yoga Co-op of Madison, but Chris Sadek is driving. Well, when we have our 3 times of teacher training throughout the year, usually January, March, and May, Chris drives from La Crosse, Wisconsin to Madison, which is only like an hour and a half. And she teaches for 3 weekends a year, an intensive. So, but
Yeah, really incredible what the community is able to do.
yeah, it's been really good for my practice. So I feel stronger than ever. I'm just practicing yoga. I told I have a Bible study that I attend on Zoom on Monday nights. And I said, heck, you have to tell me not to exercise or to practice. My husband's like, after 4 hours, you still in there?
I know. I'm with people that are rather sedentary. I'm with my daughter's in-law, and you're moving again.
Yeah.
What
How
do you do?
long? Yeah. What's
I might not be 6 hours, but I do a good 3. Yeah. So
The only thing that gets me is my hunger. I start getting a little hungry, and I'm like,
yeah.
okay, it's time to eat. All right, Kathy, did you get anything from Jonathan?
Nope.
Do any of you other iPad users have any recommendations for Kathy? She's trying to do this on her iPad versus her phone, and her iPad is asking her for a meeting password.
Oh.
I can bring up my iPad and see if I can log on.
Okay.
I'm logged on to my iPad. So what I do is go into that reservation link that Jonathan sent, right? So maybe she should click out, go back to that reservation link, and then on that reservation link, there is a link that you have to click into.
But I already got to the point where it says join a meeting.
Well, they click join the meeting.
That's what I did.
And it's asking for a meeting password.
Meeting password. Hold on, let me look
Or
on.
join with a personal link name. What is that?
Personal link name?
I have no idea what that means.
Neither do I.
Hi, Kathy.
There's another Kathy?
Yeah, here I am.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Kathy B and Kathy L.
What you could try is in the reservation, he has, here's your custom link, right? And so there's like a J512-887-8802-7. You could try that, or there's PWD, which I think means password, doesn't it? PWD, password. That makes sense. And so maybe use that as a password. MTRZG.
That long one?
Yeah, you
I
see
did
where
that last time. It didn't work.
it didn't work either. Okay.
No.
But
Well,
you
the
really,
best-
yeah, you should really be able to link it right from that email.
That's what I thought. And that's what happened on the phone.
That,
It works on your phone, but not on the iPad?
Yeah.
Funny, that happened to me once. And then I don't know how, I think I shut it off and redid it, and I was able to get in.
Cheryl,
Okay. I just got in on my iPad.
Bob, can you walk Kathy Beckman through it step by step on exactly what you did on your
All
iPad?
I did, I went to the, not the password, but just the link, and it took me right in. There was
Well, let me-
nothing special to do.
So
Just start
from,
all over.
okay, I'm on my email here, and it says direct Zoom link. Your meeting should start in a few seconds. Open.
And you may have to turn your phone, you don't have to turn your phone off, but you may have to get off on your phone.
Oh, it worked. Now I did that. That's weird, but thank you.
You did it!
Wow, that's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, good.
Cheryl, can you hear me?
Yes, Kath.
You can. This is Kathy, and my iPad is not fully charged, and so if it runs out of juice, I'm just going to get in on another deal, and so I'll be gone, and I'll come back. Okay.
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 Sounds good.
We need a wall.
We need a wall.
Okay.
Where's my list? A wall, a chair, a strap or a belt, and a block.
Block. Okay.
So, Cheryl, do we set up everything by the wall or?
Let's see. Can you see my setup here at all?
Trying to.
Can you just
So what I ideally,
okay. Okay.
ideally, what you're gonna be is like this. So you're gonna be using the wall behind you like this.
Okay.
Are we starting at the wall?
Let's see. No,
Oh, okay.
not quite. We're gonna just be standing up and doing some arm work to start.
Okay.
All right, does anybody have any other stuff to tell me as far as aches and pains or anything individual going on?
My lower back is a little sensitive, but I'll work it out.
Okay,
Same thing for me, lower back.
lower back.
My shoulders are not very strong, so anything, my upper body is very strong.
Somewhere else.
An accident about 13 years ago.
Go.
Can you even do downward dog?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, I'm going to mute all. And if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and then you just have to ask it and then mute yourself again. And then. Active speaker, okay. There we go. Okay. So even day, so choose your favorite cross. Move that buttock flesh away from the buttock bones. You know, visually see that you can see that your legs are going down. I'd have to tilt my camera a little bit more. To do that, I'm afraid it's just gonna fall over. Please don't fall over. That would be disastrous. I still can't see, but I can scoot back a little bit. Okay, then the little toe side of your foot, press it firmly into the floor. Use your hands to roll those thighs out and to press them down. Then keep that as you bring your hands either on your blankets or towards the floor to lift up the sides of the trunk and roll your shoulders back. So Kathy Beckman, I can only see your head. You know, for right now, that's not that big of a deal, but maybe if you could set your iPad on a table, you know, something that's, or you have to tilt it downwards. Okay, try to distance yourself from everything that happened before this time and be completely present. Ascend the sides of your trunk. Last week I talked about this hollow area on either side of your navel that has to go up. Then bring your hands to your heart. Feel those shoulder blades moving deeper into your back. Your bottom knuckle of your thumb should feel the sternum lift. So it's, I'm exaggerating, but it's a little bit of a movement when those palms come together, and the palms come together just enough to keep them together. They don't have to be hard and contracted. In fact, they should feel quite spread. Then close your eyes completely. Let any expression drain completely from your face and be present. Okay. Let's just do those 3 ohms. You can do them out loud to yourself because everybody's muted, so you'll be the only one to hear yourself. Or you can do them silently. After a next smooth, gentle inhalation, then your exhalation will be your om. Oh. Bow your heads down. Release your hands on your legs. And then slowly lift your head up and open your eyes. Okay, I think I need to change this to the spotlight video, although I don't really. Switch to active speaker. Switch to, that's not it. Switch to gallery view. Okay, participants, hold on. Share spotlight video. There we go. Okay, all right. Hang with me here as I want to share a couple sutras with you that I'll be talking about, hopefully. First of all, about practice and what Patanjali tells us about practice. It's Sutra 120. And it's, I'll just read it in English. Practice must be pursued with trust, confidence, vigor, keen memory, and the power of absorption to break this spiritual complacency. He's referring here to the previous sutra where, you know, we go inward so much, especially at this time of coronavirus, that we're isolating ourselves so much that we become lonely and depressed. So we don't want to do that. We have to approach our practice with this trust, confidence. I like the word that BKS Iyengar uses for virya, which is vigor, right? We have to be strong about it. Keen memory, power of absorption, in order to not get these feelings of loneliness. Okay, then, so that's how we're approaching our practice today. Then, after we've done all this and we work, we have to realize, Sutra 216, the pains which are yet to come can be and are to be avoided. I think I addressed this a little bit last week in the forward extensions class that I taught you. And that was saying, you know, if you resist, the pains will persist. So what we should do, and what our practice tells us to do, is to go after them and confront them and make them go away, even before they manifest themselves. Well, for some of us, they've already manifested themselves, so we have to work with that virya, that confidence, that trust, shraddha, faith in our practice, so that we can avoid any future pains. All right. Stand up in Tadasana. And I'm going to move this up just a little slightly. All right. You don't have to turn, but anytime I turn, I might just be showing you something. So Tadasana, I've got the wall here, you don't need it, but it's helping me pick up my toes and extend the bottom of my foot from the ball towards the toe tips. And I press the feet down, join my legs, roll my upper thighs in, spread the backs of the thighs out. There's a concept that I'm going to go ahead and introduce right now. Let me turn to the side. So there's a certain, my teachers call it a rolling. So there's this rolling of this buttock this way, as opposed to this way, right? So the buttock slightly rolls, the hamstring pulls up to the buttock pulls up to the hamstring insertion, and this area is contracted. This area is contracted. So I'll show you from behind. This is me not doing it. This is rolled up. This is not contracted. Then I roll, I contract, pull up the hamstrings to buttock, buttock to hamstrings, and then I compress. So it's often called, there's a little bit of a compaction of the outer hips. So I'm rolling the buttocks down, I'm contracting hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. And I'm compressing or compacting the hips. Okay, then use your arms to further help you lift. Remember I said a couple weeks ago, the legs help control the lower trunk, help us with our lower trunk. The arms help us with our upper trunk. So now using your arms, extend upwards. Roll the shoulders back, look straight ahead. Tadasana. Strong, confident, happy, tall. All those, that rolling, that contraction, that compression, or compression, compaction. Interlace your palms. Now, put the back of your hand, right, on your head so that your palms face the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back, roll those elbows back. Keep the upper arms, that would be this bone here, in the socket. Pull in the socket. Okay. Now exhale, take the arms up for Baddha-Anguliasana. If I show you from the side, I'm rolling, I'm contracting, I'm compacting. And take those arms back. Look up and lift the size of your chest up. Keeping all those three actions. Now lift your chest. Okay, then take the head back, arms down. Second thought, I want to see how you're doing. Stand up in Tadasana again. Roll the buttocks down. Contract the hamstrings to the buttocks, buttocks to hamstring. Compress or compact the outer hips. Stretch the arms down. Bring the hands up to the top of your head. Turn the palms up. It's the second crossing of your hands. Palms up towards the ceiling. Elbows back. Ribs back. Exhale. Take the arms up. Urdhva Baddha-Anguliasana. Look up. Arms back as much as possible. Arms back. Arms back. So I'm running into the wall. So I'm going to turn sideways. And arms back. Arms back. Look up. Lift the side body. Keep rolling those buttocks forward. And keep pulling the hamstrings to buttocks, buttocks to hamstrings. Head back to normal. And then release. Good. How do we do? Go back to active speaker. Okay. All right, this is Ardha Baddha Hastasana. So you'll be taking your right arm from behind and grabbing anywhere you can that left bicep. Okay, so I'll show you from this back here. Well, maybe from the side, huh? I'm in my Tadasana. I'm rolling that buttock. I'm contracting hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. I'm compressing or compacting the outer thighs toward one another. Then I'm going to take the hand that's behind you, which is your right. It's going to pull this straight arm straight back. Do you see that? And I lift my chest. Pull it back. And now what it will do is open up this right collarbone. Broaden that right collarbone. Any shoulder people, the shoulder ailment people, just maybe don't pull so hard, but just draw that shoulder back, draw that collarbone back. You should feel your right shoulder blade moving closer to the spine. All right, and then release, Tadasana. Roll, contract, buttock to hamstring, hamstring to buttock, compress. Okay, and now your left arm goes from behind. Take as many fingers around your right bicep, and then reach that arm back as much as possible. You're still doing those actions. Rolling the buttock down and forward, tucking the hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. Lift the sides of the chest, and now feel that left collarbone broadening. Is this hard? Are you getting it? This is very helpful for the back bends. All right. Okay, release from that. If you know Gomukhasana is near impossible, you know, have your strap, and you would just put it on your right shoulder, something like that if you need it. Okay, first just bring your right arm out. Turn, help it with the left arm and turn that upper arm out. This being incorrect action, I'm taking the arm out of the socket, pull the upper arm back in the socket. This way. Okay, then up, and then down. Okay, now take your left arm from behind, go back, feel those collarbones broadening. By hook or by crook, walk it up your back. You can see how I'm kind of like a ratchet, walking it up my back. And I've got those fingers. Now push the bottom hand, so that'll be your left hand knuckles, into your back to draw this top elbow back. Push into your back, shoulder blades pushing forward, lift up. How we doing? You're still doing your actions of Tadasana, the rolling of that buttock, the contracting of the hamstring to buttock and buttock to hamstring, and then the compression or compaction of your outer hips. Reach up any amount. From the armpit, bottom of the armpit, reach up. Okay, and then release, just Tadasana. Okay, and now take your left arm out. Help it to turn. So outside in, pull it out, pull it back in. Make it firm in the socket. Then take it out. Reach from behind. Take your right arm behind you. Ratchet it up, back and forth, any amount. Take as many fingers as you can. Okay, are you still rolling that buttock downward and forward, tailbone forward, pulling the hamstrings up toward the buttock. Where the hamstrings meet, where the hamstring insertion is, the buttocks meet, and that has to be firm and contracted. Hold forward, hold upward. And now push with your bottom knuckles, that'll be your right hand, into your back to draw that right shoulder back. Right shoulder back, left armpit up to elbow. And then release. Okay, let's see how, if I had 2 hours, I would have had you do Iyengar first, really quickly, and then done all that arm work, and then, oh, wow, amazing how much that helps. That's what I did this morning. But in the interest of time, now you're going to, take your Iyengar, so be on all fours. See that your hands are just slightly above your armpits, and roll those outer upper arms, so inside to outside. So it's that same action of that upper arm pulling back into the socket. Strongly turn those inner arms out. Look at your middle fingers. See that they're pointing straight ahead, and that your 2 hands are in the same place. Then your knees are slightly back from your hips. Tuck your toes. Inhale, exhale, come up into your Iyengar. Press your hands firmly down and lift your arms and your side body, your waist, your side ribs, your hips, up and back. Whatever you can do to eventually
You're lifting the sides of the hips up so much and pressing the tops of the sides back so much that can you eventually get those heels to come down? Maybe not your first dog, but bring the weight back towards your legs. Still the hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. Compress the outer hips together. They're stronger together. Let me see how you're doing. Lift your hips more, Doug. Even bend your knees slightly. And now lift your hips more. Hips, hips, hips. Keep your knees bent. Keep your knees bent. Yeah. We're going to work on straightening legs in just a moment. All right. Relax and come down into all fours. All right. So it is back bend week. We got to get the legs a little more enlivened or awake. So let's see. There's going to be, I'll just go ahead and show all of them. This is the first version. Just stand by because you may not need this. So this is the first version. If you cannot, let's just pretend that's not there for a moment. If when you bend forward in Uttanasana, your hands can't come to the floor and your back be concave, then you're going to have the chair. A chair. Your dining room chair is fine too. So there I am. I'm going to bring my feet together and then my leg's going to go up the wall. Do you see how I'm bending my elbows out to the side? My head is on the chair, but the point is to straighten both legs. Straighten both legs. So as you can tell, that's too easy for me. So that's one version. The second version is to have two blocks, two books, you know, some height here. You could even have, you know, a bolster and put it across your mat. So here I am in Uttanasana concave, and then I'll bend up my right leg, tuck those toes, and find the wall. Now I want to straighten both legs, and when I straighten both legs, you are allowed to bend the elbows out to the side to bring the trunk more downwards. You see? So I'm bending the elbows outside, but I'm straight, I'm keeping my hips level, and I'm straightening both legs. Okay? You pick your variety of pose. So here it is without anything. So I bend the elbows out to the side, straighten both legs. As I bend, I'm able to bring my trunk closer to the leg. All right, have you got your prop that you need? So where can both legs be straight? It might take you a couple times. Keep pulling up that standing leg hip. So I wanted you to stand on your left leg first and bring your right leg up. So I'm in Uttanasana. I bend and come forward. I look forward, concave Uttanasana. I keep the left leg straight, bend up my right, find the wall. Then watch. I bend my elbows. Press the front of the thigh towards the back of the thigh on that lifted leg. And roll that right hip towards the floor.
Straighten your knee. Kathy, watch your left hip. Lift up that left hip. Okay, release, come down. The Uttanasana, wait there. So the pose is Urdhva Prasarya Ekapadasana. Meant to be done, you know, in the middle of the row. We're getting a lot of help today. Concave Uttanasana. I start to bend my elbows to bring my trunk closer to my right leg as my left leg goes up the wall. Bend the elbows, trunk closer to the leg, straighten both legs, straighten both legs. Stand up taller and taller on that inside ball of the foot side of the standing leg. Straighten the knee bob, straighten the lifted knee. Good. All right, and then release. All right, so for some of you that was enough. For some of you, you know, this distance away for me was fairly easy. So what do we have to do? We have to challenge ourselves a little bit. Now, if that was enough, you're gonna stay with that. If you think you can do a little bit more, you come in closer. So I'm gonna put my toes where my heels are. So I'm closer to the wall. Then forward, Uttanasana. I'll wait for you guys. Okay. Contracting right now. Pulling up the hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring, compressing those outer thighs. Right away, I bend the elbows to the side and get the trunk lower towards that left leg as I bend up the right leg and take it up the wall. Now, bend the elbow, and it's sort of like a pumping action, but I keep both legs really, really straight. And I roll that right hip on around. Straighten both legs. Reach up there with that leg. Kathy, are you there? Reaching up, that's all? Okay. Yeah, it's about keeping those hips level. It's about keeping both legs nice and straight. I can't see your lifted leg, Doug, but it looks like you're working hard. Good, elbows bent. Straighten the leg, Marcia, the lifted leg, straighten it. Roll that right hip down towards the floor, Sumati. Right hip, there you go. All right, and then release back to concave Uttanasana, and then last time. Where's Karen? There she is. I don't care if you tuck your toes. That keeps the leg a little bit firmer. Or if you point your toes up the wall. In either case, the leg has to be really straight. Straighten both legs, coming close. Straighten both legs, coming close. Bend the elbows, bring the trunk closer. Come on, Bob, straighten that back leg. Yes. Good. All right, now, Marcia, it's really nice, but now can you straighten the bottom leg, the standing leg? Push the hips back. Okay. All right, release. Okay. Kind of going out on a big limb here. I know some of you don't practice full arm balance very often. Some of you do. If you do, you can just go on up. However, I'd like for you to try half full arm balance. Everybody can try this. Everybody should try it. Marcia, perhaps turning the palms out will help you, or the lift of the extra support underneath the wrist will also help you. But just watch here. Let me see if I think I've got. I'll do this. Here, I think. so you can see. Yeah. All right, remember it's half Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. So for measurements purpose, I sit and I'm gonna put the heel of my hand about where my buttock bone is. So here's my buttock bone, right? And here's the back of my buttocks. So if you put your hands here, it's usually too wide, however, or too long. However, you do need to be, you need to know your body and know that if you have a really long torso and short arms, then you might have to modify. Or if you have a long torso and shorter arms, you may have to modify, or shorter legs. So I'm about there. I measure that, and I put the heel of my hand there. I said to March, for Marcia's sake, and those of you who have wrist issues, you can turn the palms out to 90. That's quite nice, actually, or straight on. Okay, remember, confidence, keen memory, power of absorption, all those things. Approach your practice that way. I turn, just like I did in Adho Mukha Svanasana, I'm turning those upper arms. I'm sinking those upper arms into the sockets. Then I walk up. Okay, I push the floor. I pull up the thighs, hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. I contract that innermost thigh, buttock area towards the perineum. I can look at the floor, or I can let my neck hang. And down. Okay, I get to watch you. Half Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. Even if you do regular Vrikshasana, do this half one at least once, and then you can do the regular one. Yeah, you look a little too close, a little too far away, Bob. Can't see Doug. I can't see Kathy. But that's okay. Be with yourself. And Karen, if that was easy, then go ahead and go up in regular handstand. All right, so you're forming an L shape. Some of you look like your shoulders are way out in front of your hips. You're forming this L shape. Kathy, that's the case there for you too, Kathy, L. Sopo, yeah. All right, so hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. Roll the top of your waist towards the buttock bones. Let your head go. Just relax the sides of your neck. Nice, Marcia. Everybody do it twice, please. All right, Sophie, that's fine if you're going to do that version, but don't take that leg back. Go straight up like you're trying to hook your big toe on the ceiling. There you go. Sumati, bend at your hips more. Bend at your hips and roll that buttock flesh. Bob, go up with straight legs and straight arms. The kicking leg can bend just a little bit, but the leg, sorry, the pumping leg can bend just a little bit, but the kicking leg has to be straight. Go. There you go. Push the floor and go up. You can do it again, Karen Higgins.
Question.
How is that? Yes.
When you're trying to balance, okay, I'm trying to get my feet off the wall. The head is released downwards, or do you lift the head up toward the wall? You know what I mean?
Boy. Yes, I have been working on this with my teacher like crazy, and I've made so many strides lately. The key is to look up towards your feet first.
Yes.
And that gets your chest open.
Uh-huh.
And then you let the head go and you must try to balance both feet off the wall at the same time.
Okay. We'll try.
I don't know that anybody wants to see me do it, but let's see.
I'll try.
Yes, there you go. Now you're listing way over towards your left side.
That better?
Well, let me see. That's your right. No, so come over towards, yes, there you go.
Okay.
Wrong side. All right, now let your head and neck go. Now contract the buttocks to hamstring. Really deeply bring your tailbone in, and then both feet off at the same time. Okay. All right, now you guys are staying right there because now we're going to do half Pincha Mayurasana. Half Pincha Mayurasana. And this work, I will tell you, when I had my neck, big time neck injuries, this work made my Shirshasana, my Adho Mukha Vrikshasana so much stronger. So this is how it's going to be. If you have your strap. If you don't have a strap, don't worry about it, or a belt of some sort. You're close into the wall. You have your brick or your block. No, I should put it back on the spotlight. Switch camera. There we go. All right. So I'm in my Vajrasana, and I'm turning my upper arms out, pulling the upper arms to the socket. The belt is to the upper arm side of the elbows. Okay. Then I'm going to put the hands palm up to the block. And I'm like karate chopping the block, and I'm trying to keep my thumb side down. So just watch here first, because this is harder than it looks. So I'm karate chopping the block, and I'm letting the sticky mat, I need to show this, the sticky mat take that skin of this top of the forearm and roll it from outside in. Roll it from outside in. Okay, then I'm karate chopping the block, wrist, palm. So then I come up. Okay, now I'm pressing so much into the brick, and I'm moving my shoulder blades into my back, and I'm looking at the block. Okay, so I'm a little close to the wall. I could be a little bit further away. But I lift up and I move my shoulders from being over my forearms to being behind my forearms. And I look up at the block and I move those shoulder blades deeper into the back. I roll the buttock. I'm still rolling that buttock toward top of the buttock towards the bottom of the buttock. I'm still contracting the innermost thighs towards the perineum. And I'm still compressing the outer thighs. Ready? I'll wait for, let's see, has everybody got their stuff? So it's just half Pincha Mayurasana. Okay, now walk up, Doug. Walk up. Keep moving your shoulders back, away from your hands. Yes. Remember the sternal notch at the beginning of class. Yeah, you don't have to walk up, Doug, to the wall. But that's not bad. I can't see your head, though. So move the shoulders back. And lift your hips up, lift the tops of the thighs up, come up onto your tippy toes. It's eventually, this work, I'll tell you, this work has made my Pincha Mayurasana. I did it this morning. I did the prep work like this, and then I just flew up into Pincha. It was like, oh my goodness.
It just makes it so much stronger. All right, did you do it twice, you know, come down and then try it again. I really appreciate the palms up and the karate chopping on the block, which just makes those arms so much stronger. I spread that thumb, spread the palm, and don't let your thumb leave the floor. Walk up as much as possible, lift your hips, and then push your chest back towards your hips. Thighs really, really strong. Knees firm. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, you're nice and even, Kathy. All I want is more going back with those shoulders. Makes you so much stronger. Walk in any amount, Marsha. Walk in, walk in. Yeah, keep the shoulders back. All right, good job, guys. All right, relax. And now you're gonna, those of you, pinch my head. Okay, those of you who do regular Shirshasana are going to do your regular Shirshasana. I can, let's see. Yeah, I can show just ever so briefly and then come watch you. And when I come down and you go up, I'm gonna set my timer only for 2 minutes. And if you can't go, and then you're not doing Shirshasana, you're not a Shirshasana named person, then you're taking Prasarita Padottanasana, right? With the legs apart. Hold, lift up, fold in half. This is your Prasarita. Okay, those of you who are going to take Shirshasana, if you need a little tutorial, I'll show. Remove my glasses. This is how I like to do it ever since Abby and convention. Bob and whoever else is there today who was at convention. So I interlace my palms. I usually swap. So this is my favorite crossing. And I put the hands at the back of the head. Then I put the hands on the floor. Press the forearm down, walk up, one leg at a time, go up. So I roll the fronts of the thighs in. I lift up the hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. I keep my legs very, very firm. And maybe I balance away from the wall. Okay, I'm gonna come down to seat. Kathy, L, you're listing to your left. So go up with the left side more. There you go, yep. Okay, basically you cannot roll the upper thighs in too much. You can't push your tailbone in and up towards the perineum too much. In other words, work your legs in Shirshasana. Strongly work your legs. Make your legs tired in Shirshasana. Let's see. Okay, we'll go 1 more minute here. Yeah, if your Chaya is just doing prep, that's fine. Keep your shoulders back, Chaya. Shoulders back. Yes. Lift your hips. Shoulders back. Now keep your shoulders back and lift your hips up. Last 30 seconds for you doing Shirshasana, so make it a strong 30 seconds. Bob, your left leg looks lazier.
Make the left leg strong as the right. 20 seconds. Tailbone in. Hamstring to buttock. Buttock to hamstring. Knees firm. Lois Steinberg says knees tight. Tighten your knees. All right, slowly come down. Rest in whatever makes you happy after after Shirshasana. Some people Adho Mukha Virasana, some people, this is my new favorite. I'll show you. I just do a little Vajrasana and I walk my hands back to the wall and I lift my neck up. It's what I need. So at this point in your practice, you should be figuring out those things, what you need. Everybody's body is different. Mine are 2 whiplashes. So that really helps my neck. Okay. Let's see. Stand up, go to your wall. Let me see, I may have to move this again. Okay, do you remember the rolling, the contraction, the rolling, contracting, and compressing? So I'm going to show it to you here at the wall, but we're actually going to eventually, and one more thing, we're going to do it on the floor. So it's a little bit easier to see and to feel standing up. So I'm coming in pretty close to the wall. My hands are right here at my chest. Let me show you one at a time. Here's the rolling. There's the rolling. Here's the, I'm going to show you from behind. Here's the contraction of the innermost thigh towards the perineum. So this is not, this is contracting, pulling up. Okay, and then the compression is a little harder to see, but it's from the feet pressing down, these outer thighs pulling in toward each other. It's like you have a vice grip on either side. So, you know, try it 3-4 times here at the wall. Roll, contract, compress, and then pull your front body from the bottom of top of the pubis up towards the wall. And release. Roll, contract, tailbone in and up towards the perineum, legs strong, and compress. Are you getting it? Can you feel it? Yes, no, maybe? You know, legs can either be, Bob, be even closer to the wall with your feet. So I'm really close. My toes are almost, they're just maybe 3 inches from the wall at most. So I roll that buttock down, draw the tailbone in, lift up hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring, and then pull the trunk up. So this action is key in the back, especially the prone back bends. Okay, now just while you're still standing, because in a moment I'm going to give you a choice, and I'll say those of you who can't do this reclining can stand back up. So just come around with your, doesn't matter which side you do, but my left side is at the wall, and I'm just going to do standing Bekasana. Standing Bekasana. So I bend up the right leg, I'll show you from the side, and I'm going to strongly pull with my toes into the heel into the buttock. So you're getting a nice length on this quadricep. Do the other side. push with the heel of your hand, your toes closer to your buttock. Yeah, don't let the knee go out to the side. Keep pointing the knee out down to the floor. Okay, easy for some. Yeah, you can use your strap, whatever it takes. And Kathy, L. Can that, yeah, is that the affected hip, knee? Pull with your toes. All right. Sumati, don't let the front of the trunk drop though, right? From the pelvis, lift up. Draw your ribs back. Okay. All right, and now lay prone. I'm gonna change my camera. Lie prone on your sticky mat. I can't see. Oh, maybe I should go over here. All right, remember the rolling, the contracting, and the compression. So let me show you that reclining. Oops, I'll show you from here. So this is the roll, right? Roll the buttock. This is the contracting. So this is me not contracting or rolling. Contracting and rolling. Not contract. Compress. Okay. So let me go this way. I might even go a little closer here. Aha, now you can almost see all of me. All right, so this is what my teachers call a beginner's Bhujangasana. A beginner's Bhujangasana. So, before I do it, and I want you to do this every time, with my forehead down, I take both of my hands and I scrape from the bottom of the pubic plate, the navel, the chest, the ribs, forward. Okay, then my forehead's down. So remember I said beginner's Bhujangasana? My hands are off my sticky mat. And I'm right here, my fingertips are near my shoulders. Okay, so I've pulled all this up. Now I roll the buttocks. I contract the inner thighs towards the perineum. I compress the hips and the legs, and I come up. Keep the pubis on the floor. Those of you who told me about your lower back, keep your legs firm. Don't do it with your lower back. So that rolling action is particularly important, this rolling of this buttock away from the lumbars. You roll the buttock towards the buttock crease. That's important for everybody, but for particularly those of you who suffer from chronic low back pain. Try it again, come down. I'm going to take the skin again, bottom of the pubis, ribs, abdomen forward, hands out to the sides, roll the buttock, contract, hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring, pull up the inner thighs to the perineum, compress the outer thighs, and push up. Well, that second one feels a lot better. All right, that's your beginner back bend warm up. All right, now you'll take your right arm across your mat right there so that your right arm is above your shoulder. All right, now this is the one where I said you can do it standing. So if it was hard for you, you can try it standing again. It might come better this time. So I'm rolling that buttock, hamstring to buttock, front of the thigh extended towards the foot, bend up your right leg, left leg. Okay, now remember the hand pressing. So I press. I don't care. I'm not so interested in your shoulder today. So if that's not working for you, just keep the hand however, but push on the toes to bring that foot closer to the butt. You can work on this extension by coming back and turning your trunk to face forward. Lengthen from the navel up towards the sternum. Keep reaching that other leg out on the floor. All right, and then release. Stretch your left arm across. All right, oh, do this. Pull up, lengthen. Then left arm across. Bend up the right leg. Really reach from the top of this bent knee thigh towards the knee. Keep reaching that underside of your thigh skin towards the knee, and then use your hand's might to bend that foot back. Really good and healthy for the knees and the ankles. Nobody told me about any knee pain. Then turn the trunk, your trunk. Yeah, so Karen, was that the affected hip? Karen
I have
H?
two.
Oh,
So
they're both
what
done,
happened-
okay.
Yeah.
I can never
what happened-
remember. Thanks.
It feels very good. You know that because I had the front insertion, I'm tight in the front of the hip. So this allows me to stretch it. I'm obviously not able to do it to a full extent.
But
I go-
I'm curious, is it better standing or seated? Like, or laying down?
It's easier standing. Lying down, I have more proprioception with the sole, so I can feel better how I'm stretching the front groin.
Okay.
You know, but I have to stop at a certain point and not force it because the groin will no longer stretch. And otherwise I'll just go into my knee, which is not what we want, right?
Right. All right. So that's your warm-up Ardha Bakasana, and that's all we're doing with that. So now, Shavasana. I guess I'll go this way. So every time you get ready to do that back bend, we're rolling, we're contracting, and we're compressing. So I'm first coming down here, pulling the buttock up. The lower abdomen up, the ribs. Okay. Then my hands come alongside with my thumbs towards the inside. Legs together. First, we'll do it just keeping the legs down. Inhale. Also, I'm rolling, I'm contracting, and I'm compressing, and then I come up. Stretch your arms back, make your biceps and triceps work here. Hug them into the bone. Draw those shoulders back. Reach as if somebody's pulling you backwards. Press your belly down, lift your chest up. Exhale, release. The baby back bends, so called for a reason. Next time we'll do it with the arms and the legs. So when my head comes down, I'm pulling the abdomen, the ribs, the chest forward.
Okay, now I've rolled, right? I'm rolling the buttocks. I'm contracting the hamstring to buttock, buttock to hamstring. I'm compressing the thighs. Reach the arms at my sides. Inhale, on an exhalation, lift up. Arms and legs. Lift your thighs off the floor. Come on now, lift. Higher up, reach the arm back. I'm back there pulling your arms away from your head. And exhale down. Makarasana. So really, Makarasana